I changed my mind. I made a horrible mistake. Tell Anthony I'm sorry.
He gonna get caught. He'll pop out on you.
Breaking news. Jake Paul was visibly emotional in the locker room ahead of the final press conference. The looming figure of Anthony Joshua seemed to shake his composure. His confidence appeared to fade as anxiety took over, highlighting just how unprepared he seemed. Joshua's experience and skill left no room to hide any vulnerability.
I'm sitting in the fucking room and I'm like, what do I do? Like, I don't even know what is Jake Paul right now? And like, where is this path? And like, I don't know what to do with my life. I'm looking.
Eddie Hearn describes Jake Paul as headstrong but inexperienced when it comes to the sports business side. In contrast, Anthony Joshua remains disciplined and operates on a completely different level. Paul seems unaware of what's at stake, and his mindset makes him vulnerable. Joshua's focus and expertise are poised to capitalize on any mistakes, while Paul struggles to comprehend what it truly takes to compete at this level.
Stubborn, and he doesn't understand what the business means to us. So, again, this is not something that we do often, but we're not fucking around here because
Jake Paul appears to be struggling to recover from the highs of his earlier hype. Meanwhile, Anthony Joshua stays composed and focused, operating on an entirely different plane. Paul seems lost in his own head, but this fight isn't about online fame or publicity stunts, it's a serious reality check. Joshua's experience is set to take control.
All these like thoughts, also coming down from the high I just had, like the ultimate of highs, coming down from
Johnny Nelson suggests that Jake Paul could be looking to cash in while the opportunity lasts. Up to now, he's been facing high-paying fights against past their prime opponents, but stepping into the ring with Anthony Joshua is a whole different challenge. Joshua's combination of skill, power, and discipline makes him a serious threat, and Paul's confidence alone won't shield him from being outmatched. This fight could mark the end of Paul's hype-driven era.
Paul himself might be cashing out, because the big purses that he's pulling, fighting these has-beens or ex-fighters, they're dropping slowly but surely. So maybe, just maybe, this might be his last fight, getting in there with Anthony Joshua and getting knocked out.
He criticizes Paul for his poor judgment during press events. Anthony Joshua operates in a world of professionalism and discipline, where there's no space for stunts or reckless behavior. Paul's immaturity stands in stark contrast to Joshua's focused approach. It's evident that Joshua's preparation and experience will control the fight, neutralizing any chaos Paul attempts and leaving him vulnerable throughout.
I thought it was a bitch move. I really did.
Have you spoken?
I would never. If you chin someone at a presser, if you do that, it's different. But
Sonnen highlights that Jake Paul's rise has largely relied on hype and carefully chosen fights rather than genuine competition. Anthony Joshua, on the other hand, is a proven champion with a track record of victories. Paul is entering a realm he hardly comprehends, and Joshua's superior skill and experience are set to quickly reveal his weaknesses and the inflated hype surrounding him.
Problem that Paul ran into is when Feldman turned in a ridiculous decision, which is where Paul should have left it.
Tom Little sums it up perfectly. Jake Paul has some talent, but when he faces a true test against Anthony Joshua, all the hype and bravado in the world won't matter. Joshua's experience and discipline are poised to expose every weakness in Paul's game. In this fight, mental toughness outweighs clout, and Paul's confidence could easily crumble under pressure. Little's warning that he might falter isn't an exaggeration. Joshua operates on a different level, calm under pressure and devastating in execution, while Paul is stepping into the ring far beyond his depth. Fans should watch closely, as this is where real champions distinguish themselves from pretenders.
I'm not saying he can't fight, I'm not saying he's rubbish, I'm not saying he's useless, but we will see how good he is. And if I'm right in what I'm saying...
Even Jake Paul acknowledges just how intimidating Anthony Joshua is. Referring to Joshua as an animal says a lot. Deep down, Paul knows he's facing someone on a completely different level. Joshua's power, skill, and composure are daunting for any opponent, and Paul's fear is apparent. This fight highlights the stark difference between hype and reality. Joshua is a seasoned champion who can capitalize on mistakes in an instant, while Paul's bravado falters against a true heavyweight. His fear exposes the gap in both experience and mindset, showing that this bout is far riskier for him than most people realize.
Guy is a fucking animal. Like,
Nelson points out that Paul's actions go far beyond mere hype. Something seems to have unsettled him behind the scenes, revealing cracks in his mental composure. Anthony Joshua, on the other hand, excels under pressure and never lets emotions interfere with his performance. Paul's lack of focus and professionalism only underscores how unprepared he is for a genuine champion, making Joshua the clear favorite in this matchup.
Now, like, we don't know, but that's really, really rattled him for him to think of and plan doing something like that.
Yeah, because we see things happen in
Jorah is blunt. Paul doesn't have the power to challenge Anthony Joshua, and any talk of an upset is pure fantasy. Joshua's strength and experience will control the fight, leaving Paul at serious risk of being overpowered. This isn't just hype, it's a clear mismatch in both skill and physical ability.
Whatever happens will be exciting.
Does he have the power to knock out Joshua?
Nah, he hasn't got the power to knock out Joshua.
How does that fight end?
Jake Paul going in an ambulance, bro.
Tyson Fury's reaction makes it clear just how unprepared Paul is. He's struggling and simply not at the level required to face Anthony Joshua. Joshua's focus and power leave no space for someone like Paul, whose hype can't mask his inexperience or the mental weaknesses that would be exposed in a fight of this scale.
Shockingly terrible. Yeah, shockingly, yeah. Down. Very much down. Can't shake it. Can't shake it.
Sanchez makes it clear that Anthony Joshua has little to lose and everything to gain against Jake Paul. For Paul, this is an enormous step up. He's never faced an opponent of Joshua's caliber. Even losses to lighter fighters like Tommy Fury highlight Paul's limitations. Joshua can control the fight with minimal risk, while Paul faces the real possibility of being exposed and embarrassed. The matchup underscores a stark imbalance, and Joshua's disciplined, proven skill makes it obvious that Paul's hype carries no weight in the ring. Fans will witness a true heavyweight champion demonstrating his experience against a fighter who hasn't come close to this level of challenge.
This kind of fight for AJ, very little risk, extremely little risk, and a big reward. I mean, why would you not take it? But as a fight fan, I thought it was a farce. I mean, Tommy Fury beat Jake Paul. It may not be, it may be a little while back, but still, he hasn't improved that much. And he hasn't been fighting anybody that's posed a problem for him.
Haney's reaction perfectly captures the surprise. Jake Paul's decision to face Anthony Joshua is astonishing, given that Joshua is a proven champion with immense power. Paul is entering a realm where his hype and past experience hold no weight. Joshua's skill, discipline, and mental toughness create a fight in which Paul is clearly outmatched. The risk for Paul is high, and this bout will likely expose his inexperience. Haney emphasizes the vast gap between a social media star and a true heavyweight champion. Fans should expect Joshua to dominate from the outset, while Paul struggles to keep up with the speed and power.
I was surprised that Jake took the fight rather than Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is one of the best fighters in the world. He's a solidified champion. But I'm surprised that Jake took the fight and is fighting a guy that's so dangerous like Anthony Joshua. So I got to take my hat off to him. Because we were saying that he's fighting this person past their prime, this person's old and this and whatnot, and now he's fighting.
Eddie Hearn underscores just how serious this fight is for Jake Paul. Backing out against Anthony Joshua would be unthinkable given the stakes and exposure. Paul's struggles to follow through reveal a lack of professionalism and mental toughness. Joshua, in contrast, remains disciplined and composed, effortlessly handling the pressure. This matchup highlights the difference between hype-driven fighters and true champions. Paul's uncertainty exposes his inexperience, while Joshua turns expectations into dominance. Fans can clearly see who belongs in the spotlight and who is just playing at it.
To pull out with all the money that's been spent and for squeaky bum time is not the way forward. And I think Jake Paul's game.
Even Jake Paul acknowledges the fear Anthony Joshua commands. Joshua is a proven knockout artist capable of ending fights in an instant. Having faced legends like Klitschko, Usyk, and Ruiz, he has demonstrated immense power and precision. Paul's admission of fear highlights the mental advantage Joshua holds. This isn't about hype or social media bravado. Joshua's experience, skill, and strength make him a formidable opponent, especially for someone like Paul, who has never faced elite competition. Fans should recognize that Joshua's ability to deliver fight-ending shots quickly gives him a significant psychological edge, making Paul's apprehension entirely justified. From the opening bell, this matchup heavily favors Joshua.
That have literally ended in seconds. He fought legends: Klitschko, Usyk, Ruiz, Ngannou.
Biggest shot I have seen live.
I'm not gonna lie.
Carl Froch highlights the stark reality for Jake Paul. Taking on a true heavyweight like Anthony Joshua is a completely different challenge than facing lighter or less experienced opponents. Paul's loss to Tommy Fury, a cruiserweight who isn't even among the top British fighters, already reveals his limitations. Joshua is a powerful, seasoned heavyweight, and Paul simply cannot match his strength or skill. The fight represents a major mismatch in ability, power, and experience. Fans will witness Joshua dominate the ring while Paul struggles to keep up. Froch's message is clear: Paul cannot be taken seriously against a real champion, and this bout will reaffirm Joshua's supremacy in the heavyweight division.
Big punch in heavyweight, and fake Paul's never been in with a heavyweight. Like I said earlier, he lost to Tommy Fury, a cruiserweight. He lost to him. Tommy Fury's not even British level, so you can't chuck fake Paul in with Anthony Joshua and take it serious.
Joe Rogan perfectly captures the danger Jake Paul faces. Anthony Joshua is one of the most feared one-punch knockout artists in the world. This fight isn't just about skill, it's a statement. Joshua's past knockouts of fighters like Francis Ngannou and Garner demonstrate just how devastating he can be against anyone who steps in recklessly. Paul is entering a situation where a single mistake could be catastrophic. Rogan emphasizes that Joshua will likely make an example of him. Fans should understand that this is far more than a spectacle. Joshua's power, precision, and experience place him on an entirely different level of threat.
Fight. Yeah. Because Joshua's going to try to make an example out of him, for sure.
And will.
I mean, Anthony Joshua is one of the biggest one-punch KO artists. What he did to Francis Ngannou, good lord.
Yes.
David Haye perfectly illustrates the gap between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. While Paul may appear confident, he's only operating at a fraction, around 15 to 20%, of the level required to face Joshua. Joshua is a completely different athlete, combining size, power, and skill that far exceed Paul's. Simply standing next to him highlights the difference. This fight is more than a test of ability, it's a clash between true heavyweight mastery and an inexperienced showman. Fans will quickly see Joshua's superior presence, strength, and timing. The physical mismatch alone gives Joshua a significant advantage, making it extremely difficult for Paul to assert himself.
Jake Paul can come 15-20% in regards to Anthony Joshua. He's a completely different specimen. Look, you'll see what it looks like when they stand next.
The stakes couldn't be higher as Anthony Joshua prepares to face Jake Paul in the ring. Joshua's power, experience, and status as a multi-time world champion make him a true heavyweight force, capable of ending fights in an instant. Every punch he delivers carries authority, while Paul's past struggles against lighter, less experienced opponents highlight his limitations. Mentally, Joshua is composed and battle-tested, whereas Paul has shown signs of fear and hesitation. If Joshua performs as expected, it will reinforce his reputation as one of the division's most dangerous punchers and expose the limits of Paul's abilities. On the rare chance Paul pulls off an upset, it would be one of boxing's biggest shocks, but realistically, Joshua's preparation, skill, and knockout power make him nearly untouchable. Are you rooting for Joshua to dominate, or do you believe in the unlikely upset that could stun the world? Share your thoughts below.